All right, everyone, welcome back into another fantasy golf video. Going to be breaking down round 3 here of the Arnold Invitational, but first we're going to get into a quick recap from round 2 of the Puerto Rico Open and also the Arnold Invitational. Hopefully you guys already know this, but coming in off of a pretty darn good round 2, continuing this success from round 1, we'll go ahead and start with that. So best ball wise, a little bit of a tilt here in the sense that had a very solid day, but really never came close to taking down a GPP. Did have a chance at like a top 10 or top 5 finish if this golfer ends up making a birdie on 18 on the par 5, makes a par, and fine day. Not going to complain, but could have been a little bit better had he made that birdie on 18. Now that being said, we are sitting pretty darn good for the Puerto Rico Open, minus Ryan Gerard, who ended up missing the cut. Guys had a +4 today, which was pretty shocking. I would have put more money on him doing the opposite of that, going -4. He was the best play on paper, checking all the boxes this week. I almost wonder if he got injured or maybe got a little bit sick, because that was such a randomly poor round. Now he did make a bogey on 18, kind of the whatever bogey on 18, because he's already not making the cut. But it was a strange round. It's a strange spot though, because had he made the cut, it's almost guaranteed that was going to be a profitable week. But given the fact that he missed the cut, it might actually help me take down a GPP and hopefully some of you guys as well. Again, the Puerto Rico Open, these secondary events are typically big edge spots because you can typically gain edges on the field. And with him missing the cut, I do think that'll be the case with a lot of other lineups going for 6 for 6. I do need some golfers to step up that were kind of mediocre. Kevin Roy, going from our first round lead to +1, that was annoying, and so we need him to step up a little bit more. And just as an FYI, guys, as it sits right now, we currently are not getting any Underdog best ball drafts just yet for the Puerto Rico Open or the API round 3. If we get that, I'll get that uploaded in the 9to5 Discord for you guys as well. But we'll jump on into the API. Pretty darn solid week going thus far. Look at the leaderboard, kind of, I don't want to say random in the sense that Shane Lowry and Wyndham Clark are on top of the leaderboard, but in comparison to like all the other golfers that were somewhat popping this week, you would say so, like Connors, Henley, Rory, Day's fine. Justin Thomas, like all pretty stellar plays. So I do expect some of those golfers to climb a little bit more. The biggest difference maker for me thus far this week is actually Scottie Scheffler. He needs to step up over the weekend. Only -1. He needs to play a little bit better. And if he does, it should end up being a pretty darn good week. And that's what it's looking like right now. Very solid player pool thus far, guys. Lots of 5 out of 6, lots of 6 for 6 lineups as well. Lineup process was pretty darn spot on through the week. We know the strategy, guys. It was either load up on Rory, Cantlay, JT, kind of like I mentioned. I actually ended up getting to Seabez in my main build instead of Jaeger. That was a slight adjustment I made when I was going back through, honestly, and just looking at my player pool. I'm like, yeah, Christian Bezun out a slightly better option than someone like Jaeger, who I have as a lower exposure play. Then if you look at kind of jamming in Scottie Scheffler instead of Rory, still ended up with 5 out of 6. So we do need Scottie Scheffler to step up. That's the biggest difference maker in terms of the main slate. But overall, pretty darn good. Lots of lineups with a lot of chances to be successful. And if you look at the leaderboard, it's a lot of the golfers that were really popping this week. So should be a good week. Fingers are crossed for that. And then real quickly, guys, just a quick recap from the picks from yesterday's video as well. I hate doing this, but I know I kind of have to do it. Pretty awesome day. So it did seem like we were getting some pretty solid edges, specifically on Underdog and betr as well. Now, I did mention we could hedge a little bit on PrizePicks as well. If you did that on PrizePicks, you probably lost a little bit of money, but overall on the day, you should have been profitable. So I mentioned with Underdog, what we were going to be doing is running those bets all out as individual or 2 slip bets instead of like a 5 or 5 slip bet. That would have been extremely profitable for you guys had you taken that advice. So they went 4 for 4, 1 push. Keegan Bradley, bogey on 18, missed like a 5-footer on 18. I think they changed it to 7-footer after the round was over. Anyways, missed that. Instead of us going 5 for 5, ended up going 4 for 5. The betr slip ends up going 4 for 5, but because we placed it on betr, guys, 2.5x cash. So very solid there as well. Head-to-head bets went 2 for 2. The 3-way bets go 2 for 4. So very solid through and through. Ended up being a profitable showdown slate for the Arnold Invitational, and the best ball drafts actually end up being a push for me on there. And then obviously Puerto Rico Open, very solid best ball draft day there as well. Could have been a little bit better. So very solid 2 days thus far with the round-to-round stuff. Looking like a good main slate as well. This should be a pretty awesome week. Already is an awesome week in terms of like units profit. So we hope that the success continues here. We'll take a peek at the weather, and I do think it's worth calling out the weather. It could end up playing slightly more difficult in the PM wave, slightly more difficult. If you look at the wind report, it does show it to be picking up a little bit more, but as you guys hopefully know by now, it doesn't change too much in terms of players you'd want to be favoring more due to windy conditions. So you start to see like a big difference in terms of who you'd want to be targeting in terms of golfers being good wind players when it gets to over 15-mile-per-hour winds. So right now, we're not really looking at that too much, okay? But those golfers with the layered tee times might end up struggling a little bit more. Maybe maybe. I don't think we need to go too crazy with that. Now, guys, I do think it's worth pointing out the pin locations as well. They are a little bit more tucked compared to round two. Round two, we kind of thought it would be easier scoring just due to some of the pin locations. They are somewhat tucked here, a little bit more, close to the water here, behind the water here, somewhat close to the water here, somewhat close to the water. Like the water's in play on a lot of these, and some of them, they are tucked a little bit more, like one's tucked a little bit more. We are seeing them just be tucked a little bit more. So I am somewhat expecting the scoring average to be a little bit more difficult than it was in round two. And so unlike yesterday when we were targeting maybe more the under bets, considering the lines that we were getting. And it was interesting, the lines really didn't adjust for just how easy it was going to play. They were still kind of using round one data. I think that we are also getting an edge for round three because they are using maybe more of the round two data, maybe preparing more for the scores for round two. And I don't think it's going to play that way. I think it's going to play a little bit more difficult. And so we're looking at some of these bets here, Kyle Morikawa, maybe Ludwig Aubert, and then maybe even, I don't think we want to do that with Shane Lowry, but we could potentially be betting on Kyle Morikawa and Ludwig to get their overs, maybe shoot one under par. I think that could be the option that we roll with a little bit more on this slate. That's probably the route I want to go with. I was hoping we would get more middling opportunities, more prop line differences. We're only getting 3. The interesting thing here is that Shane Lowry, we're getting a slight prop line difference with him the opposite way. So PrizePicks is a little bit higher on him than Underdog. Typically speaking, it's just one side's higher than the other, so definitely strange there. And as it sits right now, guys, we are not getting any better prop bets. But again, guys, this is a nice edge because you can still run out a 5 slip bet if you guys choose to do so, and you're still going to get a good payout for the flex slip hitting like we were able to do yesterday. And again, if you guys are interested in that, just be on the lookout for those bets. Use the promo code MATCH when you guys sign up, but also use the link in the description below. That does help out the channel a decent amount. And as well, if you guys are looking to sign up for Underdog as well, use the promo code 925 spelled out as well. That's what you can use for betr. If you guys are looking to play on PrizePicks for the first time, use the number 9TO5. That'll give you guys a $50 match or $50 instantly when you play your first 5. So take advantage of all those discounts. Just the easy way to support the channel. But we'll jump back into the cheat sheet here, guys. Let's sort it by the edge. So what's interesting here, Patrick Cantlay, under birdie or better matchups against Lucas Glover. Not exactly a bet that I feel like I need to go out of my way to target. But if you guys want to, you can. The difference here is that if they end up tying, that's the difference here. And so Patrick Cantlay needs to get one more birdie than Lucas Glover. If you guys want to target that one, you can. Actually, again, if it's going to play more difficult, I could see Rory not get into 5 birdies or better. I think this is the route I'd rather go. That being said, do we want to get to Max Gracerman, Nick Taylor to score 4 birdies? Maybe. I do think that's going to be the average. I'm kind of indifferent about some of these spots that we are getting with that, with the birdie or better options, because again, we can't really stack them too much. Now, this might be something I do on betr. Again, if they give us a lot of these golfers for 3.5 birdies or better, I might just do that. I might just bet on a lot for over 3.5 birdies or better, and then I might go with Scottie Scheffler, Rory for their under 4.5 birdies or better. I'm just assuming that's what the lines are going to be, and I think that would be the route I want to go about attacking, but I don't mind doing Rory for under his birdies or better. We'll show you guys it on Underdog as well. And then, interestingly enough here, guys, like Mackenzie Hughes and Michael Kim are some under birdies or better that we could potentially be targeting on Underdog. Don't exactly, again, need to go crazy with any of these too much. Again, I mostly want to be targeting, I think, the unders with those stroke prop bet differences that we are getting. Or, sorry, the overs with those stroke prop bets that we are getting. So like Kyle Morikawa and then Ludwig as well. So not exactly going to give a bet of the day for PrizePicks or Underdog. That's going to be up to you guys to kind of decide which way you guys want to go about attacking. I do think I'll probably attack it again a little bit more and better. I know it sounds like I'm pushing that a little bit more, but that is just clearly a good spot for us to bet on how the course is going to play rather than on how certain golfers are going to play. That's the biggest edge that we have betting on golf, like prop betting on golf. Okay, guys, so now we are going to go ahead here and get into the round 3 showdown plays. Now, because some golfers missed the cut, we're going to have to do the place down to about 50 here, whatever. We'll do that. So obviously the top 50 golfers made it. And so now we're just looking at the top showdown plays here for round 3. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to take a peek. Hideki is popping up as one of the better round 3 showdown plays, which is a little bit shocking. These are priority rankings here, so the players you want to be going out of your way to target first. Then we got Patrick Cantlay as well, who started off very good for round 2. Had a terrible back nine, like +3 on the back nine, terrible there. Justin Thomas, who's been playing extremely well, scoring extremely well. Kyle Morikawa, he's been playing well. Rory as well, so he's expected to continue. What's interesting enough, shout out to Xander, by the way, for making the cut, like 58 straight made cuts. Now, some of those are no-cut events. That is still crazy. I mean, people are underselling that. I mean, just awesome. Awesome stuff from him, obviously, for a long time now. He's not going to pay off his price tag from PGA DFS this week, most likely, but still impressive stuff from him. Sky Scheffler, he is someone that needs to step up. I'm actually a little bit shocked that he's not popping up more. Now, we could look at some live strokes gain stats. We will, I guess. Maybe we look at some approach stats, maybe some players that we can be on a little bit more. Again, we're going to sort it by place, only targeting those golfers that made the cut here. So 50th place, and we're going to do first place as well. And so who are some golfers here that maybe we could potentially be on that are going to improve or disimprove? So it's not right. Sam Burns. Okay, so Sam Burns is someone that has been struggling in strokes gain approach. He is someone that could do a little bit better. Ben Griffin as well. Hideki. So if you guys are someone that does like Hideki as a showdown play, chances are he's going to improve in his strokes gained, maybe potentially in round 3. So not terrible there. We'll take a quick peek here at strokes gained putting as well. Maybe some golfers that have not been putting well. Scotty Scheffler not putting well. That's not too shocking. But if he does improve in putting, like in round 3, we could see that he could improve by 2 strokes putting. Or gain 2 strokes putting. I don't really think that's going to happen. But still, the expectation is that he's going to play better. Nick Taylor is someone that was on a decent amount. Obviously, the core plays guys. Core plays did extremely well. I just hate I don't know. I hate giving the self pat on the back. Nick Taylor made the cut. Patrick Rogers made the cut. 2 core plays I gave out to you guys in the core plays video. Sky Scheffler obviously doing fine. Roy doing really well, who I kind of mentioned were the core plays, but then I also mentioned Patrick Cantlay, JT, and even Russell Henley were also players we're going out of our way to target. So very good stuff there. But getting back to Nick Taylor, he's someone that could slightly putt a little bit better, but we're already seeing golfers kind of regress back to their normal expectations in terms of putting. Maybe Lucas Glover does a little bit better, but let's just go ahead and get into what the 9-to-5 lineup optimizer is telling us is going to be a good approach to go with. And so just as an FYI, guys, I do expect some of these projections to slightly adjust a little bit. So if you guys are a 9-to-5 member using this, it probably will adjust a little bit as we get some more props data coming in and maybe a little bit more Vegas data coming in. That is part of the equation. So it does adjust a little bit throughout the night. But what this is telling us is we're probably trying to get to Rory a decent amount, probably getting to Colin Morikawa a decent amount, probably not getting to Sky Scheffler that much. If we look at the values, it's going to probably target Jason Day, Michael Kim, Max McGravy, who I'm just going to keep calling him that until he lets us down. Adam Hadwin, Austin Eckroyd as well. We got Sanjay and Pop. So a lot of decent value on the site. I'm not exactly sure it's going to tell us to get to these bottom 3 that much, unless we're really telling it to get Colin Morikawa, Rory, or Scotty. But we'll go ahead and run this, show you guys what the lineup builder is telling us to do right now. Then obviously I'm going to make some slight adjustments before. Oh, it did. So Michael Kim, Jason Day got to them, Sanjay as well. So kind of going more of a balanced approach, which has been somewhat of a decent approach thus far this week, although Rory's playing well. And again, we do expect Scotty to eventually pick up, but Henley's still projected to play well. I don't know. He shot -4. I don't know if I necessarily see that. But he obviously was a golfer that projected extremely well. He was playing extremely well, so don't hate it. Patrick Cantlay, again, expect him to play better. And then Colin Morikawa, not terrible. Now, the interesting thing here is we are seeing some differing approaches from that point on. Let's see the player exposures just based off of that. So really like Sanjay as price tag. Again, guys, what I typically do is about 30% max exposure, maybe even a little bit lower. So it's basically telling us to go out of our way to target these golfers right here. Okay. All right. So now we are getting some of those 3-way bets here as well. Again, guys, these went 2 for 4 on the day, so not terrible. We'll take that. Looking at it again, I want to sort by edge. I want to put the edge up to at least a positive edge. Okay. So we're comparing the 9-to-5 data against the Vegas data. And when we do that and today, really reducing the golfers that we can be on. And so it's already sorted by matchup odds. So we got Hideki, who again does rank out as a good round 3 showdown play. So that already kind of tells us, yeah, we're probably going to be on Hideki. That's not terrible. Okay. Not the best payout. Okay. But that's not bad. Again, we have a golfer that's projected to play better than Scotty. If you guys want to roll with that, you can. I don't want to bet against Scotty. I don't know, it gets me a little bit too nervous, so I'm not doing that. But Michael Kim, I'm fine with. Again, we're kind of double dipping with some of those plays. Russell Henley, I'm actually kind of fine with. Against Rory, that's interesting. 2.7. That's not terrible. Don't like that. I would actually probably give the tie a little bit more likely to it. So I'm sure Rory's projected to win this matchup, okay? But it's more or less, I would probably say it's more likely to be a tie than Russell Henley wins. We are starting to get too low. I think we're just going to go with the Hideki, guys. I think that's just the bet here for the 3-ball bets or 3-way bets. Let's go ahead and jump into some matchup bets, and then we're going to be getting out of here. Now, before we do that, I do want to remind you guys of the 9-to-5 membership. If you guys are looking to get some good curated fantasy golf content and picks, the tools do all the work for you guys. Okay, so sign up for a 9-to-5 membership. It costs $10 a month. Best value out there. I charge $10 a month for you guys. I hate the idea of charging more than that. I want it to be something you guys can use and profit off of without having to recoup what you put into a membership. So take advantage of that, guys. $10 a month gives you access to all the tools that you guys see in here, plus a lot of bonus tools. If you guys are interested in PrizePicks and Underdog prop betting, give you guys access to all those cheat sheets as well, not just for PGA. So guys, yesterday we did have a plus EV bet of Justin Thomas to beat Xander Schauffele, which I did see ESPN put out a post. Well, I guess it was PGA Tour put out a post for ESPN bet right before JT and Xander went off, and it was flipped. It ended up being flipped, which was interesting there. So obviously we got a pretty good edge there. Now in terms of like the popular books, again, looking at DraftKings, FanDuel, and BetMGM, are we getting any good plus EV bets? So bets where the lines are not good lines compared to other sports books. And so what we're going to see here is, I don't like this one. And so the interesting thing here is a lot of that bets that we're getting are kind of three-way bets. They're just a little bit of a reduced payout because we're not factoring in the tie at all. I don't need to get to Robert McIntyre. The data likes Michael Kim. We would actually be doing the opposite of that, but we're doing that you could already do that as a three-way bet, but really it probably is a better route to go. It's probably a better route to go. Let's just sort by 9-5 edge. It's probably a better route to go to bet on these as pure head-to-head bets than chase the three-way bets. So Nate Taylor being JT Poston, I think that's a solid bet. -105. I feel pretty good about that one. Wyndham Clark beating Corey Connors. The data likes that one a decent amount. We're going to attack Daniel Berger versus Ben Griffin again, so we're 1 for 2 on this thus far this week. I don't know if we need to do that again. This is round 3, right? It is. Okay. I like that Michael Kim one. The -105 Michael Kim against Robert McIntyre as well. I think we can do that, guys. And then Hideki. So we're loading up on the head-to-head bets. So we'll see here, guys. Obviously been doing really well. Hitting 70% of our head-to-head bets. I noticed that. I was like, that's actually pretty insane. So I expect to be on a bad run coming soon because, like, that's an insane rate. We're not even betting on bets that are like a 70% likelihood to hit. Like, we're like 12% above really the expected hit rate for head-to-head bets. So really expect some sort of poor week or round sometime soon. But I think this is a pretty good spot here. So I highlighted all the bets that I'm going to be on. I'll scroll down to this last one so you guys can see it. Not a bad spot there. Michael Kim over Robert McIntyre as well. Now that's going to do it for this video, guys. I appreciate you being here. Make sure to give a like and subscribe to the channel. Again, if you guys want access to any of the tools, head on over to 9to5sports.com. Get access to all of them for $10 a month. If you guys are looking to use Underdog, PrizePicks, or better for for PGA prop bets, make sure to use the link in the description below. It's an easy way to help out the channel. Thanks for watching, guys. Good luck with all your bets for round 3, and hopefully your main slate sweats go your way for round 3. Let's have a good Sunday run. All right, or Saturday run and Sunday run, but let's have a good round 3. Let's have a good movie day. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Good luck, and as always, let's keep cashing.